welcome to the Lightning War podcast.
Episode 4, Battle of Midway.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Amber, and we are your hosts.
We are here today to talk about the Americans breaking our code and surprising the Japanese Navy around Midway.
Our goal was to eliminate the U.S. as a strategic power in the Pacific and have a free hand in establishing our greater East Asia co-prosperity sphere. The U.S. was also getting stronger and stronger, meaning they were becoming a greater threat. We had no choice but to fix this.
To do this, Admiral Yamamoto chose to invade an island near Pearl Harbor to draw out the American fleet. He believed that when the U.S. began their attack, the Japanese Navy would be able to defeat them with ease.
Sadly, this plan did not succeed. Although our Navy had the confidence and skill in the first 6 months after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, an American intelligence breakthrough allowed Admiral Chester Nimitz to understand our exact plans. He was then able to surprise the Japanese Navy by placing U.S. carriers near the island of Midway.
One of our reporters is on the scene of the battle. She is with Admiral Yamamoto, and he is willing to do a short interview.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and I am here today with Admiral Yamamoto, Commander-in-Chief of the Combined Fleet of the Japanese Navy. Admiral, why did you decide to attack the island of Midway? Why not any other island?
Well, that's a difficult question. Midway just happened to be nearly exactly between Japan and the U.S., which meant it was a great rest stop for our ships and planes.
I see. So I understand the U.S. was able to break our code, allowing them to surprise attack us. Could you tell us more about that?
Sure. I'll start by explaining our codes. We mainly use book ciphers, meaning the sender would compose a message and then replace words and phrases with the codes found in a code textbook. Somehow, the U.S. was able to detect signs of us attacking. I assume because of their quick advancement in technology. Anyways, they were able to decipher our code word for Midway, AF. They were then fully aware of our attack and were able to place U.S. carriers along our path to Midway. Obtaining Midway was part of an overall barrier strategy that would allow us to extend our defensive perimeter.
What was your plan to fight back against the carriers? How did the U.S. respond? And how is the battle going so far?
Obviously, the U.S. carriers were a huge surprise, and a new plan was needed as soon as possible. We engaged in battle with the U.S. Navy almost immediately. We were able to cause serious damage to the U.S. carrier Yorktown and destroy many aircraft. However, the battle is not over yet.
One last question, Admiral. What do you think the impact of this battle will be?
I believe the main impact will be the Japanese dominating the Pacific. Anything we want. Port Moresby, Fiji, anything will be ours. The U.S. will no longer be a burden or threat to us. In the past few months, we have triumphed in Malaysia, Singapore, the Dutch East Indies, the Philippines, and more. I cannot wait to see what we will be able to do when the U.S. is out of the picture.
Interesting. Thank you, Admiral Yamamoto, for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I am proud to say I believe in the Japanese Navy. Back to you!
Well, Amber, I don't know about you, but I certainly learned a lot of information from Admiral Yamamoto.
I certainly agree. Now it is time to interview an American prisoner captured by our Navy.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I am here today with an American soldier that we have captured. What's your name?
Edward.
Hello, Edward. So, if I'm correct, you were a soldier aboard the ship Yorktown. How did you feel when you found out the Japanese planned on attacking Midway?
Well, we were happy that we were able to intercept the message, but of course upset we would have to go fight.
I see. Could you tell me a little about the technology and weapons you Americans have?
Yes, so we have developed a process to use radio and cryptographic intelligence assets. The Japanese used book codes, so we were able to decipher their code since parts of it were used in previous messages. This allowed us to be able to understand what the code was saying and enabled us to predict the attack. In addition, we have much more plentiful and advanced technology than the majority of the world, not only in our Navy, but in the military as well. Admiral Nimitz always tells us that we can beat the Japanese regardless of their fleet size because of our superior personnel and resourcefulness and initiative, and the undoubted superiority of much of our equipment.
Interesting. One last question. What do you, as an American soldier, believe the outcome and impact of this battle will be?
That's an easy question. I have no doubt in my mind that we will win this battle. I feel like this will be a defining moment in the war, and even a turning point. We have destroyed 4 Japanese carriers, whereas they have only destroyed 1 of ours.
Thank you for your time with us today. We appreciate it. Back to you.
Based on the 2 sides we have just heard from, I can safely say both had the feeling of victory for their country.
Indeed. The battle is still raging on and both sides are fighting hard. However, it seems to be leaning in favor of the Americans. The casualty and destruction number is higher for the Japanese than the Americans so far. This could of course change, and we must not lose hope.
The United States certainly has a lot on their plate. Only a few months ago, they sent troops to Britain to aid allies against Germany and Hitler.
We are allied with the Germans, which is why we are going against the Americans in this war, and why we bombed Pearl Harbor a few months earlier.
It will be very interesting to see the outcomes of this battle and this war. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Lightning War Podcast.
This is our original Edward.
Thanks for watching, and it will be very interesting to see the outcomes of this battle and this war. That was really weird. That was really weird. That was really weird. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.